we're off on a whole new adventure, and it's very exciting.
We sort of built this family that just kept growing and growing and growing, and it sort of culminated and grew into friends.
A teenager came up to me and said, "You've got to tell me what happens with Ross and Rachel." And I said, I don't even tell my children.
It's the beginning of a new season for the hit television show Friends. In a little more than 2 weeks, the first episode will be filmed in front of a live audience. Over the next 9 months, 23 more will come together in rapid fashion. A TV show is like a freight train. Once it leaves the station, it gathers an unstoppable and relentless momentum. First on board for Friends are the writers.
In the first episode, maybe the first line you're playing catch-up, but you know, the second one, when you know, I just got to get off my chest. Not to me! You know, I think you're definitely there.
This is the Rachel's hotel room. Remember in the cliffhanger last season how they
Her and Ross
got kind of drunk in here?
Kind of. They were blasted.
Wow.
Hello.
Hello.
Cliffhanger at the end of last season was sort of a double cliffhanger.
This is it.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Monica and Chandler plan to get married. Just before they walk into the chapel and are able to go through with it, Ross and Rachel drunkenly stumble out of the chapel, having just gotten married.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
We, A, don't know what Monica and Chandler are going to do, and B, we have no idea what the hell Ross and Rachel were thinking and what they're going to do to get out of it, or if they even want to get out of it.
Adam Chase is an executive producer and one of the head writers on Friends. He's written the first 2 drafts of the premiere episode, and now the way it works is the script gets thrown to the table, where the entire writing staff gives input and makes suggestions.
It's not about that. What it's about is he really just does not want another divorce. And I really think that confuses things.
You can fix it by, in that scene that he says, we'll get an annulment, and he goes, oh, and she says, blah, 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 and he says, well, it's because it's still a failed marriage. And she goes, but it's like it never happened, and she sells it, and he goes, oh, okay. He kind of reluctantly gets on board, then you'll at least understand it when he does it, and it's not just odd.
This episode, the first episode of the season, we've got the wedding chapel, Rachel's hotel room, the coffee shop at Caesar's with the buffet line, we have an airplane, we have Monica and Rachel's apartment.
John Schaffner, the art director, runs down the list of sets in the season premiere for supervising producer Todd Stevens. But it's all guesswork because the script is still a work in progress.
Like if you leave really upbeat, bye Rachel, bye, bye, see ya. Okay, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
What? I didn't do it.
I think that's less funny.
Oh.
I think it's funnier. Not the way you did it.
It's opposite day.
No, I think it's funnier when it's got a few line build up. Sorry. No, the acting. I loved it. It was vivid. It was like, wow, where'd Shauna go? But
As Friends heads into another season, there's a lot riding on just how funny they can make it. It's always one of the top 10 rated shows on television, and NBC still relies upon Friends to kick off its crucial Thursday night block of must-see TV programming.
Must-see TV Thursday in 2 weeks.
As far as our Thursday night goes, it sets off our Thursday night, and without it, we would have a very difficult time keeping the numbers as high as they are.
It becomes an identity. You know, when people drive by the Warner Brothers lot and they see the Friends cast photo on that wall, you know, for the studio, it is, we are the studio that produces Friends. You know, the financial rewards should be obvious.
Friends averages over 24 million viewers every week. This makes it one of the crown jewels for Warner Brothers Studios. They produce the show and sell it to NBC.
I actually think that's all you need. I think Phoebe can, after Phoebe's joke, she can walk out and they can all walk out after her.
At either end of the writers' table sit Marta Kaufman and David Crane. They created Friends, and together with their partner, Kevin Bright,
Big first show, big first show.
they oversee one of television's most successful production companies. Besides Friends, Bright Kaufman Crane has 2 other shows in prime time,
Bright Kaufman Crane. Sweetie.
Jessie and Veronica's Closet.
Meet your new boss.
Hello. There you go. We met in college, and so we've been writing for over 20 years together.
And we did musicals in New York. We wrote musicals.
In our late 20s, we went, wow, we're not making any money. And so...
I had a baby at this point.
We just started coming up with ideas for shows and trying to sell them. And one of the first ones we sold was Dream On.
Dream On's success on cable opened the door to the networks. NBC put Friends on the air in 1994, and Bright Kaufman Crane was off and running. Kai Blomberg, Quent Schierenberg, and Greg Bruza make up the set dressing department for Friends. Their first order of business is to dress one of the 3 main sets on Friends, Monica and Rachel's apartment. This means putting back every piece of furniture, decorative art, books, and the countless other items that turn a soundstage into a TV home.
Wow.
This is Marjorie, our prop master. Well, we like to call her a prop diva.
Divas. First day back, coming into the prop room, let's see what it looks like after last season's clothes. Yeah, that's pretty much what I remembered. Props are what I do. Props are anything an actor touches. Anything that they need to touch and handle is something that props handles. You know, on other kinds of shows it would be guns, it would be, you know.
A clipboard, a briefcase, a cup of, in this case, a cup of coffee, the food they're eating, the magazine they're reading. Anything the actor touches, she has to find and make it just perfect for that character and for the scene.
Hey. Hello. Oh! Oh, Monica! It's so beautiful! I know!
One episode, Monica had a dollhouse given to her by her great aunt. It was a Victorian, beautiful dollhouse, and Phoebe wanted to play with it, but Phoebe wanted to bring all sorts of absurd things into it, and Monica refused.
So check it out. Haha.
What's this?
That's a dog. Every house should have a dog.
Not one that can pee on the roof.
So Phoebe decided to make her own dollhouse out of shoe boxes.
Look, look!
So that was a real fun one. Of course, we had to make 6. So not only did we make
in like 3 days.
yeah, it was a short day. We had the licorice room.
You can eat all the furniture. Does anyone want to join me in the aroma room?
All right.
I would.
But we had to make 6 because, of course, they had to burn.
Oh, fire! There's a fire! Fire!
It was like the pièce de résistance of this department at one time.
All the pieces of Friends' signature set, Central Perk, have been found, and work continues on reassembling the world's most famous make-believe coffee house.
Looks great. Good job, Eddie, Tommy, Ruben, Danny, Larry, Johnny. You guys did a nice job. Adult Model Building 101. Let's go to lunch.
Once Central Perk is back up, Greg, Kai, and Quent begin to choreograph the redressing of the set.
Just make it straight through.
I can see it.
To redress these sets, we have all these continuity photos to help us along the road. We have, like in this plexi counter, we get all this coffee and tea product and you name it, that we change every 3rd, 4th episode, you know, to make it realistic, because you can't have a stagnant coffee shop where everything stays the same.
A new draft of Episode 1 has come down from the writer's room. Some scenes have been written out and replaced with new ones. This triggers a hasty conference held on a prop, a Caesar's Palace blackjack table.
So we can leave the wedding chapel as is.
I just need to know what to light. Can we work on this to light now? It's not going to move.
Don't ask
They
me.
can, but it's a gamble.
Right here?
Can you kick it up a little bit? Thank you. Watch your eyes.
Double on.
Raise it up, because it's kind of...
Is that a half double on the bottom? Okay.
Yes, sir.
I'm the gaffer, and I work in concert with the director of photography to get the look of the show.
As you can see in the apartment here, we have a week's rig to get everything prepped and ready for the actors and everyone to come in.
The basic goal for the gaffers is to make sure each part of the set is uniformly lit. Once the cameras are rolling, there's no time to stop and light for each and every shot.
Josh, you gonna go with the teaser on this pup?
Yeah. I was thinking about bottoming it too.
They did Joey and Chandler's.
If you eliminated Joey and Chandler's, it really wouldn't matter, because what I'm going to do is pull out the two walls and then reset the back wall and just get it dressed so you can do both.
There's still so much of the show to go after this.
How many scenes are in here? One?
One elevator walk to the table, so...
And then we have, how many scenes do we have in here? More than
one giant scene.
The difficulty is that when they originally, walked out of last season, everyone went on their vacation thinking, oh, we'll come back and we'll have to finish up all the stuff at Caesar's Palace. We won't be back in New York. We'll leave a lot of the sets up. So we left everything up. As they started sitting around the table and thinking about it, they got, well, we only have a little bit of story.
Get us back home.
There just isn't enough material. They're done.
After tonight, we basically run out of stuff. The crew runs out of stuff to do.
While the writers work the script and the art department tries to stay one step ahead, the boys from set dressing put a few more props in place and unwind with their favorite pastime.
Okay, here we go, guys.
Welcome back.
It's the first production meeting of the season.
So here we go. We have Kevin directing this week.
Okay. Some people needed a little more vacation. All right.
As an executive producer of Friends, the last thing Kevin Bright seems to need is more responsibility. But he will personally direct at least 10 episodes this coming season.
The enjoyment I get out of, spending a week on that stage with that cast is really what makes it worthwhile with everything else I've got going on.
Okay, we're in the wedding chapel. It's continuous from the last episode.
The production meeting is the first time all the department heads gather to prepare for episode 1.
We're on 6.
With show night only 4 days away, they flip through the pages of the latest script, discussing everything from wardrobe to props to makeup.
We're on 10. Ross and Rachel come over to the table. They no longer have ink on their faces.
They no longer have ink on their faces, except should you see a whole letter? Because he says you have writing on your head, so should there be an S that's not covered from the Ross? The idea is they've washed it so much that it's faded, and now the makeup does work. So that when he does do the makeup bit, it should cover it up.
Okay.
Now, it depends on how I want to play it.
The production meeting finished, Kevin Bright takes a quick tour of the sets to make sure everything is in place for the next day's rehearsal.
Close on them. It should come from around this corner and just basically pull up right here. Just makes it feel really...
Yeah, it's a fire thing that I have to go
It's the
through
first
the
time you've
fire.
ever worked in 5 years. I've never seen you down here on the stage ever before. This is great. Matthew Perry.
Nice to meet you, man.
Hey, how are you?
Great, almost didn't recognize you.
Who is this guy?
After his summer hiatus, cast member Matthew Perry gets reacquainted with his executive producer.
That's it. That's all I have. All in trouble. Stay on me, man. I'm the actor.
Yeah, man. Let him walk out.
Page 1. Let's make that cut. After Chandler's, oh my God, is everybody getting married?
The writer's room is the usual hub of activity as they continue to tighten the script.
Shoot anywhere.
Rehearsal begins as Kevin, cast, and crew pick up the story from the previous season's cliffhanger.
So everybody here saw the last episode of last season, right? Here we go. And action.
Hello, Mrs. Ross.
Oh, hello, Mr. Rachel.
Oh my God. Oh my God! Is everybody getting married?
I don't know, but we were next.
The first couple of days of rehearsal, it's really about the excitement of here's a new script. Sort of has that atmosphere like a bunch of kids in a playground huddling together and creating their own game. It's just, what if we do this? What if we do this? Where should we start?
We could go back.
Yes.
But?
Yes.
Well, last night we let the dice decide.
Maybe we should leave it up to fate again. Well, I love you. Okay, let me say that again. Okay. Well, last night we let the dice decide. I mean, maybe we should leave it up to fate again. I love you.
The writers watch, scripts in hand, hanging on every line of dialogue. If a joke isn't funny, they're looking at a long night of rewriting.
There are 12 of us because the way life works is you're not always on. Today, I might not be at my funniest for whatever reason. We know that there are like 150 people waiting for the new version of this that has to be at the stage at 8:30 in the morning.
Everybody thinks they can do it, and I'm sure there are many people who can. I think, A, it's not as easy as it looks. Otherwise, we wouldn't be there till 5, 6, and 7 in the morning with 14 incredibly smart people.
It's not hard to be funny. It's hard to be funny in a way that will translate to the show and that you can air on television.
You don't have time to worry about not being funny. You just have to be.
Everything's great. So everything stays the same. Now you go unpack, and because your clothes have been there for 3 days, it's driving me crazy. And I'm going to sit down here and try to lower the volume of my voice.
Television is a writer's medium. They get paid very handsomely to be smart and funny. The hours are long and the schedule insane.
Some shows are out early. I mean, it just depends on the nature of the beast. But if it's a show like Friends, where you're here until 4 and 5 and 6, once you're pretty deep into the season and it's gotten harder, yeah, that's tougher.
Is that writing on your forehead?
Oh, thanks.
Heute Abend zeigen wir den Gangsterfilm Borsalino und Co., dessen Geschichte durch die legendären Gangsterbosse Spirito und Carbone inspiriert wurde. In der Hauptrolle spielen die französischen Schauspiellegenden Jean-Paul Belmondo und Alain Delon. Im Marseille der 30er Jahre treffen die Kleingangster Capella und Siffredi aufeinander, als sie um dieselbe Frau werben. Nach anfänglichen Streitigkeiten entsteht eine Freundschaft zwischen den beiden. Schnell arbeiten sie sich zu großen Gangstern der Stadt hoch und übernehmen bald schon die Kontrolle der Stadt. Doch bald schon machen ihnen italienische Gruppen den Posten streitig. Um 23:30 Uhr könnt ihr ein Stück Schweizer Filmgeschichte sehen. Rams wurde in den frühen 80er Jahren zum Aushängeschild der Zürcher Punkbewegung. Dies vor allem, weil seine Band The Box den Soundtrack zu vielen Events der damaligen Bewegung lieferte. Rams Live ist die Geschichte der Box und ihres Frontsängers Rams. Seine Musik drückte die Gefühle und Forderungen der damaligen Jugend auf den Schweizer Straßen aus. Am Samstagabend starten wir um 20 Uhr mit der Actionkomödie Big Trouble in Little China. Der junge chinesische Restaurantbesitzer Wang erwartet seine Verlobte Miao aus Peking. Doch diese wird auf dem Weg nach San Francisco entführt. Jack Burton, ein Trucker und Wangs Freund, schließt sich der Suche nach Wangs Verlobten an und macht dabei Bekanntschaft mit ihm zuvor unbekannten Mächten. Er gerät nicht nur in Zauberei, schwarze Magie und eine ganze Armee Kung-Fu-Meister, sondern muss sich auch noch in Little China durchschlagen. Am Sonntagabend zeigen wir den Thriller Stummer Schrei mit Richard Dreyfuss in der Hauptrolle. Nach einem grausamen Mord an einem Ehepaar kommt die Polizei auf der Suche nach dem Mörder nicht weiter. Der einzige Zeuge ist der autistische Tim, ein 9-jähriger Junge, der am Tatort gefunden wurde. Durch einen Psychologen will man versuchen, Kontakt zu dem jungen Tim herzustellen. Eine ungeahnte Wahrheit kommt ans Licht.